Hello, everyone, and welcome to day 8 of me speaking what's on my mind or what's on my heart or what I think is valuable to share with the world. Today, I'd put out a story and asked what are things you guys would like me to cover. A lot of people said Taekwondo. There's other stuff for strength and conditioning. But the one that kind of stood out to me to speak about today was about consistency for working out. It was a dear friend of mine, and she had written to me about kind of her situation. So I wanted to give you guys some tips and tricks for how to stay consistent. So a lot of this is borrowed from multiple books I've read over the years. The main one is going to be Atomic Habits, but if you haven't read that, no problem. I'll take you guys, I guess, through my little journey of how to be consistent through the gym. So recently, I've just started going back to the gym, and when I used to set goals to try to be consistent, I used to say like, oh, I'm going to go to the gym and I'm going to do like 10 exercises and I'm going to do 5 sets of each thing, like really hardcore. And after reading that book, that's just not the way to do it. The best way to set up a habit, I learned recently on a podcast from Charles Poliquin, I believe, was start on a Saturday, because you don't have the pressures of work or all the other responsibilities during the weekday. So first recommendation is start on a Saturday. And number 2 is you want to, especially if you're building a new habit, number 2 is you're going to want to remove any kind of mental resistance you might run into. So mental resistance for me is I wake up at 4:30 in the morning. I had my wife help me initially because we're lucky and unlucky. My second kid usually wakes up around 4:30, so my wife would wait up a little bit, wake me up at 4:30 until my body clock started getting adjusted to 4:30. For those of you guys who don't have a kid or don't want to have a kid to go to the gym, I don't know why you do that. But set an alarm and just get used to waking up at that time. It doesn't have to be 4:30. It can be normal hour like 6 or 7 or whatever case. And just set the alarm clock. So the things that would kind of stand in my way are, number 1, it's colder outside of the bed than it is inside. So it makes me want to stay in bed. And so the way I fixed that problem was I would bring my gym clothes and sleep with my gym clothes under my pillow or like right next to my bed. So when I woke up, I'm sleepy, it's more comfortable under the covers. I would change into my gym clothes in bed and then get up. So at least I don't have to face the cold. The second thing that kind of irritated me or would make me late would be I couldn't find a good pair of socks. So now before I go to the gym, I set up the night before, I just leave a pair of socks in my shoes that I have to use. And then the other thing, the last kind of bit would be, I set up all my belongings the night before. So that way I wake up. It's a really easy transition from where I change in bed. Now I get up to change because I'm a little bit more in the habit. I change in bed, brush my teeth, grab all my stuff, and I head on out the door. And when you're doing this kind of thing and you're trying to set up a consistent habit, don't think about doing the whole workout. The only thing that I'm thinking about, especially while I'm trying to make sure I'm building this habit, is I'm just thinking it is my job to show up to the gym and do one exercise. And it can be 1 rep of 1 set of 1 thing. I don't care. It doesn't matter to me if I go over there and I pick up a 10-pound dumbbell and I do 1 curl on 1 arm. That'll count as my gym for the day. Now, obviously, I don't do that. I go there and I lift, because once you show up at the gym, you generally want to do more stuff. But don't think about it as, oh, I have to go to the gym and do this whole workout. Just think about it as my only job is to show up at the gym and do 1 exercise 1 time. And that's it. Then in your mind, it creates less mental resistance. So instead of thinking, oh, I got this 2 hours workout I got to do, or I got this hour and a half workout I have to do, it's like, no, I'll just drive down there and do like, 1 rep. Maybe that's like 15 minutes or something like that. I don't know how far you live from your gym, but that would be that's the recommendation. And so there's other people who are like, I remember hearing some videos where there's CEOs and they're like, oh, how do you stay in the habit for so long? Like, what's your gym routine? Or like, how do you build a gym habit? And I remember this lady CEO chimed in and she said, my gym habit is simply to get up, get dressed, go downstairs and hail a cab. And once I hail a cab, that's the end of the habit. If I want to go to the gym and just sit in the sauna all day, or if I want to go to the gym, usually by the time I get to the gym, she does whatever, but her whole habit ends when she gets in the cab, and that's it. That's all she forces herself to do. And so I believe that's from Atomic Habits. That's what I do. That's what I've been doing on days, some days, because to be honest, like some days I get up and I don't want to work out. So I get up, I get dressed, and I tell myself the only thing I got to do today is like one exercise. And so there's one of the days last week where I didn't want to, and I was like, okay, I'll just do one squat with the bar, and then I can just sit around on the mat if I want to and lounge. And sure enough, I showed up, I did one rep of that, and I was like, well, I'm already doing squats, I might as well just do the squats. So I ended up doing a whole workout. But the whole point is mentally, you need to shrink that large amount of resistance into as thin a resistance as possible. And then eventually your body and your mind go, well, I'm just the kind of person who goes to the gym. And then it's going to be easy peasy for you to keep going. Now, time is also important. I was talking to Master Go, and he likes working out in the morning. I've tried working out at night after doing work and taking care of the family and learning and all this other stuff I got to do. And when I'm working out at night, it's just, for me, it's not the same energy. I'm just exhausted. I don't want to do it. And I'm like tired, working out, I'm tired. So I generally wake up in the morning to make sure I can get a full workout in. And usually after that workout, I'm like set for the day. I'm like, I got the pump, you know, feel really good about myself, and I'm ready to handle whatever the day throws at me. But for you guys, you find the timing that's best for you. Some of you guys are a little bit like, are too groggy in the morning, and so you'd rather work out at lunchtime, or you'd rather work out in the afternoon. Whatever that is, do you. But the main things are eliminate as much resistance as possible from starting to build a habit, and make the requirement of yourself super small. So a small other habit I'm trying to build is read, and get back into reading daily. And so my only challenge for myself is not to read 10 minutes. My challenge for myself is to read one page. And that's it. Right now I'm reading this book called Clothes Make the Man, and it's about like how to style and dress yourself and look presentable. And my job daily is not 10 minutes of reading. It's not 1 hour of reading. It's one page. Literally, just sometimes you're super busy. All you gotta do is that one page, but at least you read it, right? So that's it, guys. I'll see you tomorrow. I'll see you guys tomorrow for day 9.